Hello, welcome to Cab Talks Tourism. This segment, we have a young man with us, Cameron Byron, who you're going to love to hear his story. Welcome, Cameron.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
So we're going to start out with tell us a little about yourself before we get into why you're really here.
Okay. Well, my name's Cameron. I'm 17 years old. I go to Tucker High School, and I enjoy cooking. It's been in my family for a long time since I was younger. I just remember my grandmother being in the kitchen. It's her birthday today, so that was
Happy
pretty
birthday.
cool. Yeah, thank you. And just remember her making porridge and the smell, and I was just attracted to it as a young age. So just growing up and learning about my family lineage, it just got embedded into me, and then I'm here now.
So having a famous chef mother doesn't have anything to do with this?
Absolutely. That's a big part of it. So, I mean, I feel like for me, learning about my heritage and things like that, it started off with my grandfather, executive chef of the Marcus Garvey ship. And so from there, my great-grandfather started a business, the first black-owned catering company in New York.
Wow.
Byron Catering. He worked there as a executive sous and like just taking out plates and cooking, and he had my mom, and then my mom had me, and then my mom started Byron Catering Company, Dishful Thinking, and then from there I was just in the back, just 5 years old, peeling sweet potatoes and cutting up spinach and different things like that, just getting to learn from such a great person, my mom. Yeah.
I was close to going to culinary school because being Greek, I grew up in restaurants and my uncle had a restaurant and I was close. And then I guess that's why I'm in tourism.
Right.
So I get to sell culinary,
Yes, sir.
but maybe not do the one that's actually back there doing all the ingenious stuff. I'm not the artist part of the chef, so that's probably good. I'm on this side of the table.
Yeah.
So you're here before we dive into how much you've accomplished at 17.
Right.
Your chef mom was on the show,
Right.
and she brought up you in a Publix ad.
Oh, yeah.
So really want to hear about that, and then we're going to dive into the real how you got there. But let's talk about the Publix ad, which got it on my radar.
Yeah. I mean, the first thing I thought about was like when my mom first introduced the idea, and we got the opportunity. I was just thinking about all the commercial chefs you see, Gordon Ramsay and people like that, and I felt like it wasn't like, it wasn't real. Like I was like, I want to be in the back, on the line.
You want to be in front,
right? On the line, going hard every day, every night for service, and then so I got to the opportunity, and I ended up really loving it.
So is this
I had
a
an
clip
amazing
we can
time.
watch?
Yes.
Yeah, let's see it because I haven't seen it.
Sorry, hold on, let me put the volume.
I'm curious if I've seen it. Didn't know you yet. We'll find out in a second. Well, while we're doing that, you mentioned Chef Gordon Ramsay.
Yeah. Dinner service in 5. Controlled chaos. Focused on chef's words.
Organized, all right?
Steer the ship, Cam. Remember the history behind the dish. In your history, your family, where you come from, those who came before you showed the way. Steer the ship, Cam. It's your turn to make it mark.
We got a whole dining room about to kick in, all right? Let's rock and roll.
Yep.
Wow, that is really something.
Yeah. And then like I said, I ended up loving it. And then it was with my mentor, Chef Gerald Schuler. So I was ecstatic. I mean, the opportunities, it was about 4 or 5 days of filming and different things like that. They got me, there's a longer clip, but they got me waking up, a day in the life, going to school, then going to the kitchen.
Really?
Yeah. It
Very
was really
cool.
It was really dope. Yeah, it was really
We need to
dope.
get a copy of that link. Yeah, we need to get that for the show for just when we do other things.
Yeah.
That is extremely cool. We had Chef Schuler on the show.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
I was watching it. Yeah, I love working with Chef. He's amazing. Every time I see him, every time I work with him, I was executive sous when he was at Farm Kitchen and Bar. I was
Like across
executive
the-
sous.
right
Yeah,
there?
right across. Yep, right across. And then yeah, I had learned different things every day. He changes his menu, every season.
So did you cook for the VIP event, like during COVID, the launching of his place? Were you there then?
Yeah, I was.
Ah,
I was
I
there
ate there.
from the beginning. Yeah.
Yeah, we had all the different wines for
Yeah.
each course, and the salad was served. Each person in line would put
Oh, yeah.
one part of the salad on.
hmm
I'm like, I'm getting hungry here. Let's just get the salad out here. But I was there for that.
Yeah. Really? Okay. Okay. That's
Very
good to know.
cool.
Yeah, we were in the same space. That's good. That's good.
Love that.
So yeah.
So now we got that part down. So why you're here is because of the ad,
Mhm.
but why you're really here is because tell us about all the things that you've done to get to this stage. I mean, I see right now you look like a 5-star general of culinary. So
Yeah, this is the beginning. A lot of people are outdoing me, but yeah,
Won't
I'm
be for
very-
long.
Right? Not for long, right? I'll be on top soon. But so I think it started for me right after the Publix. I really got into training and started taking.
so when was this Publix?
February
Of this year?
of this year.
So a lot of this has been since February?
Yeah,
Wow.
about every one of these has been since
That is
February.
utterly amazing.
Yeah. So
So the one that gets my attention is it looks
the
like one
big
of the founding fathers.
This one right here.
No, actually that didn't. I guess that one I didn't see.
This one right here. The ACF.
Actually the one right there looks like a
Or-
founding father. Who was that?
So I got this is when I went to the Shinde Rotissier event. So
French-
actually, it starts off with the ACF competition,
okay.
that was
And
right after-
ACF means
American Culinary Federation.
okay.
And so I started off there. Right after the Publix commercial, I did a lot of training. I was working with Chef Deborah Von Treese. I just did a French consulate dinner with her a couple weeks ago.
Wow.
Oh, it was an amazing opportunity. She has people coming down from London, actually, where I was. And then it was a chef, he flew down. And I got to work with him for like a whole day, and we did about an 8-course dinner and stuff. So that was really, really fun. I learned a lot of new techniques and different things. And it was funny meeting him. We're talking. He was like, I forget what he called it, but he was telling me all the different languages and stuff. So I had a really fun time there. But like I said, I was working with Deborah Van Treese, Chef Whitney Thomas. I interned at the Marcus Samuelson, his restaurant downtown. She was
Not familiar with that one.
he was on Food Network. He was one of the judges on Food Network for
Okay.
a little bit. So yeah, I worked with her. I worked with Chef Shai Levy. He has it's called a third space. And he has it's a 8-course dinner, and you go in, and it was one of the places I've hardest worked. I worked there for about 2 months, and it's the hardest I've ever worked. I was doing things that I never thought, curing fish, picking off each bone. And it was a great experience.
Wow.
Yeah, but it was hard work. So I started working with Chef Scott Leanis. He was on Food Network also, and then he has his own restaurant not too far from here.
In DeKalb?
Yeah, it's in DeKalb.
Oh.
Yep,
We
it's in
did pick
DeKalb.
that one up, Monica.
Yeah. He just opened up in New York.
Opened in New York too.
Yeah.
So he's DeKalb in New York.
Yeah, he's in Brooklyn. We're going to see him next
I like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. So doing all that, and I worked with all these different chefs. And then my mom was like, you need to just get your feet in the water. If you don't win, you don't win, but you need to start doing competitions.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? I'm getting serious about this thing. I know what I want to do. I know my goals. I've been around the right people, Chef Schuler, just working hard every day. And, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to sit down. I'm going to really do this. So I walked in, I did the competition, and the next day was the award ceremony. And I'm like, I said, I think I did pretty good. I executed the dish. My plating was on time. I kept clean. My food came out perfect. I loved it. But I'm going against 35-year-old men. I'm thinking,
Yeah,
it's whatever it is. And then they're going through the names, and they say third place, they say the runner up, they say second, and then they say Cameron Shaw. And I look at my mom like, they called my name? That's me? And then so I walk up there and I meet Chef Raymond Pitts. And then he's what did I say? I don't know when they say executive. Yeah, he's the executive of the Chien Rôtissier for, I think, the North America region.
Wow.
Because it's based in France. But it's a private food and wine organization, really high chefs, hard to get into. And I thankfully got recommended. He saw something in me, and he gave me the opportunity to come and work with him.
In France?
No.
Okay.
He was here. He was in Seattle, and so we took a week.
Seattle.
Yeah, it was huge. I was excited. So we went to Seattle right after our oneness. He invited me to go out. Long process, but he invited me to go out. We got out there, and I just had the most amazing time. He just from cooking, we went to the markets and the different things they have to offer down there. A lot of great food, a lot of great places. And then I got inducted. He inducted me into the organization and really set me up. And so I was really, really excited. And then so he gave me a whole bunch of opportunities. So now it's up to me to go next year and compete. So right now I'm, just getting ready, working with different chefs and, getting ready for my future. And
So what's the big one you pulled up? The one that looks like it's actually attached to the entire.
So this is the Chien, and then each one you get is from a different competition or a different meeting or something you've been to. They give out pins for each thing. So these people, these chefs, you go in there and they have all of these. I'm a starter pack. So, but yeah. So this is what he gave me. This is a participation medal, and then these are the this one was for the 2024, their regional event. This is before you go to nationals, they give you a pin. And then this is for where we went to in Seattle.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that's going to be filled up by the end of the year.
Oh, yeah.
You have to have a second stole or a second.
The second one of these, right?
Yeah. Very, very cool. Now, I got one question, though. I'm hungry, and there's no food. I mean, chef not bringing food.
Right.
I mean, we need to fix that.
That's not right? We're talking about a
tell
bunch
you.
of food. I'm supposed to have something. You're right. So you have to come over. You have to taste what I got.
I know. We need to do that.
Yeah, you have to.
So, before the show started, I know we got a ton of things to talk about, but I understand you have a chef academy right across the street from us.
Yeah, right across, and it's run by my mother, Chef Simone Byron. And so we take kids out of high school and put them in soft skill development, teaching them about culinary, knife skills, how to dress, how to go into an interview, how to prepare, and different things like that. And then we put kids into the workforce, working with the people that I have on my jacket, Compass Group, Topspin Hospitality, that support us and give these kids opportunities to do well.
As part of the Navigate.
Yes.
It sounds like it has very similar, but more expanded into the hands-on with the
Yeah. It's definitely more hands-on, and then we're thankful to have our own space now. So
here's the question now. If I come over and we're going to video and interview you and your mom and other people, are you going to feed us then?
Absolutely. No question. For sure.
So very cool. So be sure to look for that part of our future podcast. Let's see. So you talked about that. So is it time to retire?
Nowhere near.
So what's next?
So next for me, the rest of the year I'll just be doing stuff with Chef Schuler, really training for our next competition, which would be the regional competition for the chef excuse me, Chien des Rôtissiers. They have their regional competitions next year. Nice. And so I'll be training for that, and then doing some ACF competitions, some closed basket competitions. I'm traveling to Italy. I think we talked about it. I'm traveling to Italy on the 21st of next month, and I'll be touring, doing a food tour. And then after that, I'll be doing Pro Start competition. It's a They have it for DeKalb Pro Star. I'm sure you've heard of it.
No.
Really? Their Pro
Uh,
Star competition?
Never heard of it.
Yeah, I think it's when it was the competition. It goes usually closer to the end of the school year. Um,
So it's a high school competition.
it's a high school competition, and then all the schools get to compete, have their own team, and they compete in a regional competition, and then you go to nationals if you win your region. So
Do you know we'll call her chef, like
Mm-hmm.
you, Natalia?
no, I have it.
She's from Lakeside High School.
Lakeside High School.
She's been in some award-winning competitions recently,
Really?
probably in baking.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not a good baker.
So
I
what
do
is your
I can.
forte? So you're not a baker, so you're
I'm more of well, I'm a chef. Like I'm not a big pastry
Okay.
guy.
so what's your
measuring-
favorite thing to cook?
That's hard. That's really hard.
Okay,
But
give me a couple.
Since I want to say my favorite thing, and it's my grandmother's birthday today. Rest her soul. I would say she always made a really good eggplant parmesan. Oh, it was amazing. And I think what she did was she did a three mix. So she'll go flour, then egg, then breadcrumb, and then she'll fry it. You have to have really fresh oil. I just remember her going to the store, cutting the eggplant and putting it down the breadcrumbs and going slowly. And then you come out, you get the smells from coming outside, back inside before the street lights go off. And then you go back inside, you have a home cooked meal. And it was amazing. And so every time I think about it, I think about her spirit, her food. And I feel like that's a big part of why I'm doing this today.
Now, I don't want to downgrade your thing, but one of my favorite things to make and to eat is country fried steak.
Hmm.
You know how to make that? Because I don't know how to make it past 3 or 4 of us. Like, how do you make country fried steak in a big environment? But
Yeah.
so I was gonna get you to
That's
show me
really
how to
country.
make.
That's really country.
Yeah, and I love.
Yeah,
I like comfort foods.
Yeah.
Meatloaf, country fried steaks.
Oh,
Now that doesn't mean I don't like fine dining. I mean, I like to eat.
Right.
So
Whatever's in front of
I
you, right?
experience
And
like
it's good.
sushi. I mean, it doesn't matter what it is. I probably enjoy it.
Mhm.
And when I was in China, I ate some of the weirdest stuff ever.
Oh yeah, I think the weirdest thing I've had overall in my cooking, I say, I had barbecue crickets, and that's as weird as I'm getting.
Wow, I don't think I've had
That's
that.
as weird as I'm getting.
I don't think I've had barbecue crickets. We didn't try that. I probably would have.
Yeah, it was interesting. It was crunchy, and it would almost taste like sunflower seeds, but like you could bite into them. Almost.
I could see
So,
that.
Yeah,
It probably would be
yeah,
pretty good.
It's crunchy and like, yeah, I don't know how to explain it.
If it
was
doesn't
weird.
I eat anything that doesn't eat me. So I'm like,
Right.
So that's the one thing. I'm great at,
Yeah.
at testing food out and things. So I was just curious because I've always wondered how you really make country fried steak besides the way I do it. But
Yeah.
so eggplant parmesan would be amazing.
Oh, she gets a aged Parmesan from the DeKalb Farmers Market, and I just remember her going in there and how cold it used to be. And I go in there all the time now.
Like, can you make moussaka, the Greek version?
No, I haven't.
It's
heard that,
eggplant.
actually. Yeah,
I don't know what after that. You need to try that out too.
yeah.
You have to you can make some Greek stuff. So, are you going to once you're done? You're a junior or senior?
I'm going into my senior year.
Okay, you're going into your senior year, so like next month.
Yeah.
So after senior year, what's next? Do you want to go to a culinary school? Do you want to go get a 4-year degree? What do you think will be your future from there?
I think I got the culinary stuff down, so I don't think I'm still just, looking for options and things
Right.
of that nature. But I don't feel like I need to go to culinary school. One thing, because I feel like it's washed down now. It's not what it used to be. It used to be where you need to go to culinary school and you learn all these different techniques and things that you need to learn. But if you work with certain chefs like Chef Daryl Schuler,
Especially as long as you've been doing it.
Right. You get those types of experience just on the day to day, and they're more intense. And then Chef Schuler doesn't sugarcoat anything, so he's hard.
So you're gonna look at like a business degree.
Yeah.
Because that's
I'm going
one
to
of the
business.
things I noticed. Because I spent many years in hotels,
Mhm.
and I spent a lot of time in the kitchens and the restaurants, even though I was in sales.
Mhm.
But I really noticed many times chefs are great at cooking, but they're not good outside. dealing with the public,
Mm-hmm.
or chefs are good at kitchen, but they're not great at managing,
Yeah.
which kind of has to do with the public too.
Yeah.
So it does make a lot of sense to go something in a degree, because I'm assuming down the road you want to have your own business, so you need to know how to manage it.
Yeah. Absolutely. Eventually, I want to become a certified master chef and open my own restaurant or lounge. That's my final goal, and I feel like once I do that, I'll be like, yeah. Between those three, going to the Olympics, I want to do the.
Oh yeah,
the
you brought that
Olympics.
up. Let's talk about the Olympics.
Yeah, yeah. So I have to do a lot before I get there.
And this is what year Olympics?
2032.
2032. God, I hope I'm alive by then.
I'm sure you will.
I'll be 69, I think, somewhere in there. So,
Yeah. Wow.
so talk about that. What do you have to do to get there? And so what is the Olympic sport in? I know it's in culinary, but
Yeah.
but what?
So I didn't know that how many competitions they have. They have pastry competition, different things like that. But I'm going for the chef team competition. And so to do that, there's so many steps. First, you have to just qualify. You have to be able. They have to say, okay, where you're good enough to get an interview. And once you get an interview and you get past the interview part, then you get to the once you get past the interview part, then you have to do a chef competition. And then once you get past the chef competition, then they choose you out of the couple people. So it's a very
Then you go
long
into like a training program.
Yeah,
I
then you
guess.
go into training.
So you're
for
going to be
the whole
starting
3
this
years.
probably fairly soon.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very cool.
Oh yeah. But to even get to that part, to even put your name into the people they picked to interview, you have to have an amazing resume. So that means I'll have to next year I'm gonna win the region. I'm not saying if I do, I'm going to win the region.
There you go.
Then I have to win the national competition, and then we have to win the international competition, and then you go and try out for the Olympics. So that's the goal.
Unbelievable. And you said 36. Where?
2032.
I mean 2032. Where?
I don't think it's decided yet. No, it's not. It's not.
Okay,
it's
32
decided.
is
Yeah.
what?
They have the Olympics now that's going to Paris. So that's the Paris Olympics. And then I don't know where the next one is. I don't know. I think it's like I think somewhere in Asia.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Well, where? It could be back in China, I guess.
Yeah.
Japan had it
Yeah,
not
maybe.
long ago.
Probably.
But it could be, yeah. That'd be very...
Winter Olympics are different than older Olympics.
Yeah.
But they
Okay.
happen in the same year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we don't know where it's going to be.
That's
Yeah.
very cool, though. Very, very neat. So we need to be following your pathway for that one. That'd be very cool. Now, you've talked about some upcoming competitions, so you've really
Yeah.
handled all of that. So any idea where you want to go to school? I'm kind of jumping ahead, but
Yeah, I think I want to stay in Atlanta. So probably either Georgia State or something like that, or Georgia Tech, or I want to do business or entrepreneurship classes, and then also while I'm doing that, do competitions and get ready for the future, which we talked about is, getting ready to open up my own restaurant and going to the Olympics.
that'd be unbelievable. Yeah.
Yeah,
But I know
that would be a dream come true.
You go to Georgia
Yeah.
State, they have Robinson School of Business. You can even get a degree in hospitality and
Yeah.
business.
Hmm.
That'd be very cool.
Yeah, that's the plan.
Have you competed or cooked in any other prestigious competitions or events?
Yeah, so after I got inducted into the Shin, I flew from Seattle the same day and flew into Chicago to do the James Beard Gala.
So tell us a little bit about James Beard for people that don't know why that's so important.
Right. So for me, we see it as the Grammys, how you see the Grammys, right, for culinary.
Right.
And it's prestigious. All the highest chefs, all the highest restaurants come together, and they put in their names, and they pick the person they feel like who has really, I want to say, not changed, but made an impact on the culinary world that year. So it's such a big deal. If you're in the culinary, you'll know what it is, and it's a big deal for us. We take it very seriously.
So you were there. It's not a competition, but you were cooking with other James Beard chefs.
Yeah, so what they do is the chefs that won last year, they come and do like booths, and then the people who win that the next year, they come in and they walk around, all the people who participated and stuff, and then we make food for them. So it's about 1,200 people
Wow.
coming in to all at you at one time. So you're getting hit and hit, but you see faces like Marcus Samuelson. Who else did I see there? That was pretty impressive. I saw a whole bunch of people, chefs that I was like, wow, you see this guy, but you just got to keep rolling because people are in line, and so. But I had a really, really fun time, really fun time.
Right. Any other activities?
There's probably so many things. I went and cooked at the Masters. The
Wow.
golf tournament. Yeah.
The golf. Is that this year?
Yeah. Yep.
So what were you doing then?
So a company. So I met the guy, Brian Furman.
Yeah.
How do we?
So, Brian Furman, who's the pitmaster, who I need to hook you up with. Pitmaster invited you to the Masters to cook. They have these private houses, and they do these, really elaborate meals. So Cameron stayed in actually one of the houses and cooked, and he saw some NFL players and cooked for.
Jared Goff.
Wow.
Yeah, I saw. Who else did I see? I saw Jared Goff, Kevin Durant, and I wasn't allowed to take any photos or anything because it's really private. You're not allowed to do anything of that. But
a great experience.
Oh, I had so much fun. We woke up. So it's a dream, right? You go there, you cook for them for dinner and breakfast. So you wake up in the morning, you go down for breakfast, and you're cooking for Jared Goff coming back from the golf course, So it was amazing. I got I got hats and shirts and different things like that.
Very cool. Plus a great resume builder.
Yeah, it was.
You were talking about you have to have that resume built for the Olympics, and so great pieces and just putting James Beard on it. I think it has to be a great resume builder for that.
Yeah.
I don't know if a lot of the public know about James Beard, but in the culinary or hospitality world, that's you're real foodies, for sure.
Oh yeah, I've known him from my uncle L. Sharpton. So he's in the beer industry, which is still a form of hospitality, of course. Yeah, but he has his own beer called Piano Keys. So they used to work together, and I'll go out with him to like some events and different things like that, and I'll just end up talking to him and not knowing this, and then I fly out to go to the James Beard competition, and then the first person I'm seeing, I'm like, there's no way, and then he had his medal on. I was like, congratulations, and so we walked around, we had a great time. So it was good to see people that I know, and then like I said, I had a good experience.
Let's go back. You say your uncle has his own beer?
Yeah.
He's here in Atlanta?
Here in Atlanta.
And it was Piano
downtown.
Keys.
Piano Keys.
Wow.
It's a chocolate stout.
So does he have his own brewery for this beer? Or?
He works with New Belgium.
Okay.
Yeah. And so he works with them to produce the beer, and he makes the logo and the can, and so they mass produce it. So
very cool. It's really in your blood.
Yeah.
Let's see, Piano Keys. Very cool.
Yeah.
L. Sharpton.
L. Sharpton. Well, that's cool.
There should be a picture.
So your restaurant carry that beer.
Oh yeah.
Very cool. But you go try that. I don't drink beer to say, but I like to try a new beer all the time.
Yeah. So I mean, my whole family. My stepdad, Will, he owns a champagne company, and it's called Moto Vijay. Did I say that correct? Motu Vijay. So everybody in our family has something to do with hospitality.
Nice.
Hospitality. Yeah.
I like a hospitality dynasty.
Yeah.
So now you need to think even bigger and have your Michelin star restaurant in your own hotel.
Oh yeah.
Boutique hotel with a Michelin star restaurant. I gave you a new goal.
Yeah, you did. That's a good idea. I didn't even think about that. Man, that would be amazing. My own hotel and Michelin star restaurant.
You do a boutique, you don't have to be a giant one. You just do like a boutique hotel with a really high-end restaurant or whatever restaurant you put in. It could be all types of restaurants. So. That would be very cool for your thing.
Yeah, that would be a cool story, huh?
Yes,
Yeah.
it would be.
Olympic certified master chef, Michelin star, James Beard.
When you throw that in there, you're talking about the marketing potential of the
Yeah.
people coming to that restaurant and staying at that hotel and having it a unique hotel. Yeah, you'd be definitely setting yourself up for people from all over the country or the world coming in for something like that.
Oh yeah,
That'd be very neat. Make sure it's in the cab.
that right. that would let me know like how big. Don't dream small. Go for the big stuff. So.
You just don't get lost in the big stuff, but you can dream for the big stuff.
Oh yeah. So yeah, last year I led my team in a brigades competition run by Chef Daryl Schuler, and it's from a whole bunch of schools in the region. And they come and they compete and they have a restaurant takeover. And so that's the first competition, and then the next competition we're trying out for next year is the Pro Star competition, and so I'm leading my team, and then hopefully we'll be able to win our regions and go to nationals.
So where's the regionals?
It's here.
Here in Atlanta.
So it's Atlanta, and then each state does their own competition. Whoever wins for your state. So it's the Cab, it's Fulton, it's different counties all come together. They all compete, and then one team gets picked, and they worked with all these different chefs, and then they send them to nationals. And if you win nationals, then
Wow, that's
Yeah.
great.
yeah.
So nationals is next year.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. That's all next
So
year.
where's nationals? Do you know yet?
No, the day I don't think they've picked their location yet. Oh, Baltimore.
Oh, Baltimore. That'd be fun.
Yeah. So I'm excited for that. And so yeah, just working, training, and I just can't wait for what I have next for myself. So each stepping stone is closer and closer to my end goal.
So you're gonna have to get like your own little sous chef to wear some of your badges because you won't have enough room.
Yeah, I think so. The way this works is, I think if I'm doing it correct, is when you get. See, when I first got inducted, I see some of these older chefs walking around with this bag, and I asked the person, he was sitting next to me at the table because we had a dinner, and I'm looking at him like, what's in your bag? And he opens it, and it's like 500 of these, just in his bag. I was like, that's the biggest flex I've ever seen. And so, yeah, and each person has different stripes the more you move up. So if you win certain competitions, you get a new neck every time.
So instead of chefs carrying their knives, they're carrying their awards.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
And then the person behind them's bringing their knives.
So can you bring us Gordon Ramsay or Alton Brown to the show?
Oh yeah, so I think one of the chefs that would be really impressive to bring in is Chef Raymond Pitts. And he, like I said, he was the person who got me inducted or helped me get inducted. Because to get inducted, you have to have 3 signatures from people already in the organization. So
Chef Schuler.
yeah, Chef Raymond Pitts. And those are the only 2 I needed. And so that's why I was saying I was very lucky to be presented with the opportunity.
Well, that's amazing. Yeah,
Yeah.
again, at 17. Well, Cameron, we're about to wrap up our show for the day. Is there any last closing remarks you'd like to have?
Oh, yeah. So I was born in the Cab, and I'm going to put the Cab culinary scene on the map.
And we're looking forward to that.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Cameron, thank you for being here today. Thank Chef for being your mom and bringing you here today. And I'd like to thank you all for tuning in. Please check our next podcast, and we'll follow Cameron's life story. Thanks for joining in.